The Nigerian, I be the African mom, the African spirit in me wanted to spank him. But I was just like, okay, calm down, calm down. And my baby can say, Mommy, wee wee, and I'll know that he wants to urinate. I'll take him to use the toilet. It's not in Nigeria that you go and throw diaper because of I want to tell you it's time to start using potty. We go and throw diaper. It didn't work for me, honestly speaking. So no one size fits all when it comes to potty training. Okay, to play with the pool. Some of the poo got into the baby's mouth. It was really a sad experience. The baby fell ill. Realistic with you. There is no magic in this potty training. It's only 5 minutes just for me to go to the kitchen and come back, and then the disaster has already happened. And show them the WC. This is mommy's potty. This is your potty. He came by himself to say, Mama, I want to wee wee. I was like, wow. Diapers are expensive. Things are expensive in the country. So please, I would like to state that I'm neither a gynecologist or a pediatrician. I'm a certified human physiologist and an advocate for healthy babies and mothers. So, with my knowledge in physiology and my experience as a mother of two children, I'm giving you these health tips on how to nurture your babies. So, if you need a professional advice, you can consult your child's pediatrician or a doctor. Hi, my WJE mothers. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is the first time you're coming across my video and you've already subscribed, thank you very much. And if this is the first time you're coming to my YouTube channel and you're contemplating if you should subscribe or not, my dear, you are in the right place. Subscribe because you don't want to go around looking for my videos. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you very much. Thank you for always coming back to support me. You are the real G. So I received a request from a mother, one of my viewers, to make a video on potty training. And to be honest, for a while now, I've been contemplating on the topic to talk about, and I wanted to talk about potty training. So when I got that request, I knew it was time. So today I'll be talking about potty training, one of the fears in the journey of motherhood that is not really talked about. So today I'm going to be talking about potty training tips, my experience when I potty trained my first son, and other tips that is going to be helpful to you. Let me start by saying that if you want to potty train your child, you need to be ready for it physically, emotionally, and you need to create time for potty training. Potty training is not just something you just come, do, and you go out like that. You need to dedicate your time to it. Okay? Now, when I wanted to potty train my son, I went online to search for potty training videos, and to be honest, I didn't get a lot of resources on it. I only got potty training songs. Now, let me tell you what happened. I had to get my son to watch the potty training songs with me. About 4 or 5. Then I got his potty, he sat on it, and we were singing along. I was so happy that my son is flowing with the whole potty training songs and all that. Only for us to finish, he stood up from the potty. There was no urine, there was no poo. That means I didn't know the reason. I felt okay, maybe he was not pressed, and I was like, okay, I'm going to ask him to sit down after a while. Only for us to go back to the living room, and this boy urinated on himself. I was like, after the whole potty training song, I thought it was going to encourage you to use your potty. You just left the potty and you're urinating on yourself, my dear. The Nigerian, I be the African mom, the African spirit in me wanted to spank him. But I was just like, okay, calm down, because I don't know the one I did when I was little. Now, what I'm going to say about potty training is you need to be patient with them. Okay, you need to be patient with your child. They're not just going to get it immediately, to be honest. And then for people like me, that you want your space all cleaned up, rosy, smelling fresh, and all that, my dear, you will have to deal with a lot of mess when you are potty training your child. I had to fold my center rug. I had to take out some things out from the house and everything. Now, if you want to potty train your child, you have to plan for the daytime and the nighttime. Yes, I've not started the night routine, but I've started the day routine, and it has gone on for over a year now. And I'm grateful to God because we've come a long way, and my baby can say, "Mommy, wee wee," and I'll know that he wants to urinate. I'll take him to use the toilet. Now, this is how I did it. My son started school when he was a year and 8 months old, and with the help of his school, they said they offer potty training in the classroom where he's entering, which is PG1. So what happened was I got a potty for him, his personal potty, one at home, one for school. So what they did in his school was every 20 minutes they take them to their potty to urinate. So they encouraged me to do the same at home. But I have jobs, I have works that I'm doing, I have a lot of things on my hand. It wasn't easy for me to start that at home at first. I was like, okay, he should start doing it in school. I will create out time to do it. Now, I'm going to leave one tip for you. One mistake I did about potty training is I did not start on time. So if you want to potty train your child, start on time. Let's say when your baby is 10 months, 11 months, 1 year old. It doesn't mean you're going to leave them there for long. You understand? You just need to help them get used to the potty. You introduce them to the potty. One of the videos I watched, I saw where the white lady was introducing Potty to her toddler, and she was like, "Okay, you need to explain to them that they are no longer going to be wearing diapers, that they are going to trash the diapers and everything." So she said, "You have to make your child know that they are disposing the diapers, and if you have a younger child, you will let your child know that okay, you are passing this diaper down to your younger one." Okay, so it's not in Nigeria that you go and throw diaper because of I want to tell you it's time to start using potable. Go and throw diapers, please. So I watched where they said, okay, you make your child understand that they're no longer going to be needing those diapers and they will keep them away and all that. I tried that, but it didn't work for me, honestly speaking, because when I was telling my child that this diaper, you no longer use it, it's now for your younger brother. I mentioned his younger brother's name. This is for Leonard, it's no longer for you. He was just laughing. It seemed like he doesn't understand what I was even talking about. So they said you are going to let your child know that they will no longer be using the diaper, and introduce them to the potty, that okay, this is your potty. When you want to wee wee, when you want to do this or do that, you let mama know and everything. But I think I just want to be realistic. Honestly speaking, it might work for some people, but it's going to be difficult. You get, like, just letting your child know and know that it doesn't really work that way. I think it's just one step at a time. You just introduce the potty to your child so that they get used to sitting down on the potty. Because the first time I introduced my son to his potty and everything, sitting down, we used to drag the potty. Or he will refuse to sit down. He doesn't want to sit on the potty. I will have to beg him, Jason, please, you need to sit down on the potty and everything. After a while, he started sitting on his potty. Now, I'm going to bring the second tip in. When getting a potty, get a potty according to your child's body size. If you have a very chubby baby, you would want to go for a very comfortable potty that is strong enough and can really cover their area. Because at first, the potty I got, I noticed when he wants to urinate, because he likes sitting down when he wants to urinate instead of standing up and everything. So if he sits down, the potty doesn't really cover him from the front, and at the end of the day, we end up having the urine all over the floor and all that. So you want to get a very good potty for your baby. So after you introduce your baby to sitting down to the potty, they might not necessarily start urinating or pooing in the potty at that moment, but just to make them agree that okay, you are sitting down and this is the purpose of sitting down. And then I'm not going to scrape out the watching of video parts with your baby for them to learn potty training song and all that. You can search, they have a lot of nice potty training song. You can sing with them and everything at their leisure and everything. They'll get to watch and gather some insights of what the potty is meant for. Now, thirdly, you need to be patient with your child. Hmm? Because of your neighbor, you know your neighbor that it took her baby to be a year old and the baby started using potty training. It doesn't mean you start forcing your child to start using potty when they are one, or you expect them to know how to tell you that, oh, I want to urinate, I want to poo poo at that age. So no one size fits all when it comes to potty training. Okay, you just need to be patient with your child and follow their own pace. Another thing I'm going to talk about is you need to make sure that your baby is not constipated. Okay, you make sure you give them lots of water, especially during the day. You give them fruits to make sure they have a good bowel movement so that when they want to defecate, they won't have a hard time passing the stool. So it's going to be very easy for them. Now, what you need to do is you don't just start at once. Okay, you take them to urinate, you just start one step at a time. Once you introduce that potty from time to time, let me say your child wakes up in the morning, you give your baby water while you're trying to prepare their water to take give them their bath or make their breakfast. You can just bring the potty, put them to sit down there while you make the pap or whatever you want to do. But please, another the third tip now, because as I'm giving you people these explanations, I'll be dropping the tips I want to share with you guys. So the third tip is don't leave your child unattended. Don't leave your child in a potty unattended. Whenever you're putting them in a potty, make sure you are close by to see whatever they are doing. I remember a story from my childhood days of a child that was using potty and had to play with the pool. Some of the poo got into the baby's mouth. It was really a sad experience. The baby fell ill and all that. So please, you don't want to leave your baby in a potty unattended. And the hygiene, see, if you're not a clean person this time around, you need to be clean. Honestly speaking, the potty, I'm going to get to that. So let me continue. In the morning, when you're making the breakfast, before you bathe them, you give them water, make them to sit on their potty, then you go ahead to feed them, bathe them, and then you can cover your baby up. Okay, you can still use the diaper, because I used to see videos where they say you can potty train your babies or your child in 3 days. I don't know how realistic that is, but it never worked for me. So I'm just like I said, I mentioned earlier, I want to be realistic with you. There is no magic in this potty training something. Okay, your child might surprise you and you see that okay, they are going to flow within a short time frame. But to be very, very honest with you, it's a process. Okay, it is a process. Potty training is like giving your child a skill of independence. So it's not something that can just happen. You tailoring all these skills we are acquiring is not something you can just learn in a day or two. Okay, it's a process, it takes time. So when you bathe your child, you can go ahead and wear your baby diaper. Then you set an alarm. This is the fourth tip. Set an alarm that will help you every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes. You see, with these tips I'm giving you, you already know that potty training is not for the weak, it's not for the faint-hearted. So you need to give it your time, you need to give it your all. So you are going to put alarm so that when the alarm comes on, you know that okay, you are taking your child to see if he or she is going to urinate or defecate. So you take out the diaper, put your baby on the potty to see if he or she is going to do anything, urinate or poo at that time. If you leave them there for like 5 to 7 minutes, let's say highest 10 minutes, and nothing happens, you just take your baby up, put the diaper back on. For some people, um if the space where you are staying allows you, you can leave your baby without diaper. Okay, because for me, I'm really skeptical about the whole space getting messed up. So leaving them without diaper, I have a little one. In fact, the day I made a mistake, I was like, okay, he just finished using his potty. He didn't urinate. I was like, okay, I'm coming. Let me just do this. I'll come back and wear you your diaper or see if you're going to urinate. Only 5 minutes, still only 5 minutes, just for me to go to the kitchen and come back, and then the disaster has already happened. He urinated on the floor. His brother was trying to come to the kitchen to meet me, and the urine fell his brother. I had to take them to the bathroom to clean them up, mop that space and everything. So that's the reason why you may not want to leave your baby without diaper or just with only pants. So you need to pay attention. Make sure you are there to watch if you are not going to be wearing your baby diaper. But if you know you cannot be there watching your baby 247, you can wear your baby diaper and stick to your alarm routine. Once the alarm comes on, you take off the diaper and everything, and then you communicate with your child. Hmm? This is the fifth tip. Communicate with the child. Let them know these words. Sometimes you might want to go and use the toilet. You can tell your child, Jason, Mama is going to wee wee. I'm going to wee wee. You may not necessarily from a distance. You just make them watch you use the toilet or something like that, so they get to see that okay, this is not a new thing. You know, children, they like to mimic their parents. So if they can see that okay, my mom can also use a potty. This one is mommy size potty. You can show them the WC. This is mommy's potty. This is your potty. You understand? They get to see these things and all that. So um, you communicate with your child. If you want to wee wee, you call mama. Tell mama, mama, I want to wee wee. Okay, I want to wee wee. I want to poo poo. You let them know that okay, this is what they can say whenever they are pressed or whenever they want to use their potty. So you need to communicate with them. Don't feel they are too small or they are too young to understand all this. They pick it. For my son, after the sometimes I will tell him, when I tell him, if you want to wee wee, tell mommy, okay, he will just laugh. And sometimes when he urinates on himself, because that's the second stage. The first stage is when you are trying to let them get used to the potty, and then from time to time you still wear them their diaper. Then when you start seeing that okay, they understand this thing, what they are meant to do, you start leaving them without diaper while you continue with your routine, the alarm that you're going to set for every 30 minutes. So from wearing my child diapers and getting him to urinate every 30 minutes, he got used to the potty, and he no longer struggles to sit on the potty. Whenever I tell him it's potty time, he follows me willingly. He sits down. Sometimes he urinates, sometimes he doesn't urinate. Then when he got used to it, I upgraded to stopping him diaper throughout the day. So he only sleeps with diaper. He doesn't wear diaper during the day. He goes to school without diaper. When he comes home, I take him straight to the toilet. He knows that he's there to use his potty to urinate. He showers and he's out. Then I continue. This time around, I've turned off the alarms. What I was doing this time around is I'm already used to that routine. So if I stay for a while, I get him to go and use the toilet. And this time around, the day he came by himself to say, Mama, I want to wee wee, I was like, wow. So I was so happy. I rewarded him. I sang his praises, gave him chocolates and all that. And what from the videos I used to watch about potty training, a tip I picked from there is you should reward them and encourage them. Okay, whenever they do something right or whenever they start using their potty, you encourage them. You have a healthy candy that you give to them, or healthy snack that you can give to them, and they look forward to it. Okay, they look forward to the snack whenever they use their potty and all that. So but you need to be ready for all of that. So these are the tips I'm going to give to mothers for potty training. Please be patient with your child and don't rush them. Two, if you know you don't have the time to potty train, please don't start, because it will just wear you out, and at the end of the day, you will not achieve anything. Three, get a very comfortable and good potty. Okay. Four, communicate with your child. Put on your alarm, time your child. From time to time, you put your child to urinate and start on time. That's just to start on time for your baby to start getting used to the potty. Then over time, they get to move over to the level whereby you start removing their diaper for them to urinate or use the toilet. Later, you move on to the level where you have to remove diaper throughout the day. But to be honest, sometimes it's going to be messy because your child might go and urinate or defecate, and within that time frame, that 30 minutes before their next potty time, they might just do one or two in their pants. My dear, it takes the grace of God not to spank them and everything at that time, because you feel so bad. You'll be like, I just took you to the toilet, you did not urinate, and now you've messed everything up and all that. My dear, they are going to do and undo. Even after telling you, Mommy, I want to be, maybe they tell you today, tomorrow they might just decide to just do it their way and not tell you. So you just need to pay attention to them and be patient with them. And I have someone that um she potty trained her child in the village. Like they traveled for Christmas, and she was like, it's very, very easy for her to potty train her child whenever she visits the village, because they get to leave them to wear panties or stay without their panties, and they can easily pack the pool because there is sand all over and all that. So one thing you know is the difficulty you're going to experience is for your first child. When you're done doing potty training your first child, it's going to be very easy for other children you'll be having, because they're already used to seeing their elder one use the potty, so they want to do the same, and you can get potty for them. It will be very, very easy for your next child. But the first child, that's where the whole work goes in and all of that. So you follow up with your child, give them time, you talk to them, you make them watch potty training videos, and then from daytime, you leave them without diaper. After they've passed the stage of wearing diaper and urinating from time to time, you take out diaper, and they can go and urinate when they are pressed. You take them to go and urinate until they can tell you, okay, they want to do this, they want to do that. I think we are not fully done with the whole potty training lesson. I would say we've done 80%. I've done 80% with my son. At least if he wants to urinate now, he can tell me. But most times, um, he uses his potty to defecate. Sometimes he defecates in his diaper before going to bed when I wear him diaper after his night bath and all that. So you need to just learn how to potty train your child during the daytime. Then we talk about nighttime, because that of the nighttime you need to sacrifice waking up in between at night to help your child use the toilet before you can stop your child from wearing diaper at night. I mean, diapers are expensive, things are expensive in the country. So you would really want your toddler to wrap it up and just leave the diaper for the younger one. So these are the tips for potty training. To be honest with you, there is nothing more, there is nothing less. You just need to yeah, one point I forgot is you need to be very, very hygienic. Mm? You see, some people, it's not about using the potty and then you just flush and keep the potty. You need to get your antiseptic, you need to get your detergent and keep the potty very, very clean. Keep your toilet clean, keep your space clean, and pay attention to everything your child is doing. Pay attention to signs, know when they are constipated, and make sure you relieve them of that constipation. Give your children water, give them healthy meals, help them so that the whole journey of potty training will be very, very easy and seamless for them. I hope you find these tips helpful, and I'll be making another video for nighttime potty training. Please like, comment, subscribe for more of these amazing videos. Thank you for watching up to this time. Bye, and see you in my next video.